The real reason raccoons wash their food. If you've ever watched a video of a raccoon, those charismatic, black-masked bandits of the animal kingdom, you've likely seen the signature behavior, daintily dipping a piece of food into water, rubbing it between dexterous paws with an almost ritualistic focus. This act has earned them names across the globe: the German Waschbär, which means wash bear, the scientific Procyon loader, where loader means the washer, and in our collective imagination, the tidy creature who cleans its supper. But here lies one of nature's most enduring and charming misconceptions. The truth is far more fascinating than simple hygiene. Raccoons aren't washing their food, they are engaging in a profound sensory exploration, unlocking a secret world of touch that we can barely imagine. This is the real story of why raccoons wash. A name steeped in misunderstanding, from paw scratcher to the washer. The journey to unravel this mystery begins with the raccoon's very name. The English word raccoon is an adaptation of the Algonquian Powhatan word raccoon, which translates to he who scratches with his hands. This is a beautifully accurate, functional descriptor of the animal's foraging behavior. Contrast this with the scientific classification bestowed upon it by European naturalists, Procyon loader. Procyon means before the dog, or dog-like, and loader is Latin for washer or launderer. This dichotomy in naming hints at the cultural clash of understanding. Indigenous North American peoples, who had coexisted with the raccoon for millennia, observed and described its fundamental action, using its hands. European scientists, encountering the animal often in captivity or through pelts, interpreted the behavior through a human lens. It must be cleaning. This perception was cemented as the raccoon spread in popularity worldwide, becoming the washing bear in many European languages. The myth was born not from malice, but from an anthropomorphic assumption, and it has persisted for centuries. The master key: hypersensitive hands and the sixth sense. To understand the true reason behind the behavior, we must look not at the water, but at the tools the raccoon is using, its hands. The raccoon's front paws are evolutionary marvels, among the most sensitive tactile organs in the mammalian world, rivaling the precision of primate hands and the star-nosed mole's snout. Under a microscope, a raccoon's paw reveals a dense, thicket-like network of nerve endings, but the true secret lies in a specialized structure called Meissner's corpuscles. These tiny, onion-shaped sensory receptors are embedded just beneath the skin's surface and are exquisitely tuned to detect light touch, texture, and minute vibrations. Humans have them in our fingertips, which is why we can read Braille or feel the slightest grain of sand. A raccoon, however, has up to 4 or 5 times the concentration of these receptors in its forepaws. When a raccoon submerges its food, or any object, in water, it isn't aiming for cleanliness. It is engaging in a process that heightens this tactile sensitivity. Water softens the hard outer keratin layer of the paws, making the skin more pliable and flexible. This pliability allows the Meissner's corpuscles and other mechanoreceptors to become even more receptive to incoming information. Think of it as removing a stiff pair of work gloves and feeling with your bare, wet fingers. The sensation is amplified, details become sharper. For the raccoon, the world is not primarily seen or heard at that moment, it is felt. By manipulating the object underwater, it is conducting a detailed tactile analysis. It is answering critical questions. Is this a crayfish or a poisonous insect? Is this nut rotten inside? Is this fruit ripe or hard? Has this morsel been partially opened by another predator? The water acts as a conductive medium, enhancing every bump, ridge, and fissure, transforming the paws into supercomputers processing a flood of 3-dimensional data. Evolution in action, the aquatic foraging hypothesis. This behavior is not a quirky hobby, it is a hardwired evolutionary survival strategy directly linked to their natural ecology. Raccoons are opportunistic omnivores with a strong preference for riparian, waterside habitats. Their original dinner table was the shallow edges of streams, ponds, and marshes at night. In the wild, the classic washing behavior is most often seen as dredging. A raccoon will wade into shallow water, lower its incredibly sensitive paws to the bottom, and begin a systematic sweeping search. It will feel through mud, run its fingers over rocks, and probe into crevices. Its eyes are often looking elsewhere for predators or other food sources, while its hands do the seeing. When those hypersensitive pads detect the subtle shape of a crayfish, a freshwater clam, a frog, or a buried insect larva, they snap shut with lightning speed. The subsequent rinsing action serves a dual purpose. It removes inedible debris like sand, mud, and algae, and it provides that final crucial tactile assessment to ensure what they've caught is indeed food and not a pebble or a piece of wood. This explains why captive raccoons will wash absolutely anything: coins, keys, cell phones, pieces of paper. The instinct to perform this wet hand examination is so powerful that it is triggered by any novel object. Their brain is screaming, "Submerge and feel. This could be food." Even raccoons born for generations in captivity who have never foraged in a stream will perform this ritual. It is an innate, genetically programmed behavior, a testament to its vital importance in their evolutionary history. Beyond the water, the cognitive bandit. Labeling raccoons as merely instinct-driven, however, sells them short. Their washing behavior is a window into a surprisingly advanced cognitive world. Studies, most notably the landmark work by ethnologist H.B. Davis in the early 20th century, demonstrated that raccoons possess remarkable problem-solving skills related to this tactile exploration. In experiments where raccoons were given latched boxes or complex puzzles containing food, they would often spend time feeling and manipulating the mechanisms, even when visual cues were sufficient. They weren't just trying to brute force it, they were using their hands to understand the problem spatially and mechanically. This has led scientists to believe that the sensory input from their paws is directly and richly integrated into their cognitive processing centers. They don't just feel, they think with their hands. This intelligence is paired with an almost unparalleled dexterity. A raccoon's fingers are long, flexible, and can work with a semi-opposable grip, allowing them to unscrew jars, open complex latches, and pick pockets with a skill that fuels countless urban legends. Their infamous bandit mask isn't just for show, it likely reduces glare and enhances night vision, making them more effective nocturnal foragers, and, let's be honest, perfecting their roguish charm. Their cleverness and nimble fingers, combined with that drive to tactilely investigate, make them master escape artists and adaptable survivors in both wilderness and concrete jungles. Conclusion: not washers, but explorers. So the next time you see a raccoon meticulously dunking a grape or a piece of bread in a water bowl, see beyond the myth. You are not watching a fastidious cleaner. You are witnessing a sophisticated sensory ritual millions of years in the making. You are seeing an animal engaging its primary world, the world of touch. The water is its amplifier, and its paws are its eyes, its identifier, its quality control system. They are not washing their food, they are interrogating it. They are reading its story through vibrations and textures we cannot perceive. They are connecting with an ancient watery past, where feeling in the dark meant the difference between a full belly and an empty one. The raccoon, Procyon loader, the washer, will forever carry a misnomer, but perhaps we can now appreciate it as a tribute to the very human wonder this behavior inspires. In their wet, exploring hands, they remind us that there are entire dimensions of experience beyond our own, happening right under our noses, or rather, right under their irresistibly clever, sensitive paws.